All right, we're recording. We're recording. All right, let's see this. And then this is this janky. All right, yeah. Welcome back to the Slider Cast with DJ Slider Bite. We're just back for another week. We're not in jail, so we're back. We're doing the podcast that nobody wants us to do or have, but we have it and we're doing it. And I do have a special guest this week, Mar McFly. What's up, man? You say something to these people.
What's going on, y'all? How you doing tonight?
All right. Hey. So it's DJ Slider Bite and Marty McFly. We just left a... Oh, yeah, and I do this at this podcast is normally open source. This one is not so open source. I'm recording it on Windows, but we're normally open source. I'm just letting you lame people know that. So, yeah. So, no, that's what's up. But, no, I just hanging out. We did some getting back in the comedy thing, and then I ran into Marty, and I was like, hey, man, come back and do this podcast with me. He was like, I'm down for it. So, yeah. So, how you feeling today?
I'm all right, man. Despite the fact that you mispronounced my name 4 times.
Marty McFly.
It's Mar McFly.
Mar McFly. My bad.
It's all good. It's part of the scene, man.
Yeah, no, Jesus. All right.
My co-producer, who's a good friend of mine, brought me up for I don't know how many times as Marty McFly, and I never wanted to correct him. So.
No, I totally would. Thank you for doing that. It's just because you know Marty, Marty McFly just sounds so. It's an iconic name. Marty McFly.
It is. Yeah. And my goal, I think, is to beat that, you know? The next time you type in MAR McFly, or McFly, hopefully my name pops up before some dude in a poofy vest, you know?
Yeah, no, that is funny how that is a that's like a standard now. Like everybody wants to be able to halfway type their name in and just have the shit pop up. Like it's
You know what's funny is that we're trying to promote comedy shows and like network at these things, and like every time I type in my name, I'm not even like the first 4. It's kind of like it sucks, but at the same time, whatever.
Yeah, that's why you got to choose a unique name, man. You know when I type in DJ SLID, I'm the first one, baby.
Yeah, but once you hit DJ S and it's like DJ Snake, DJ.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of other. Yeah, it's some snakes and DJ Spot, DJ Spotify, and all that kind of shit. Yeah, that's what I got to beat them out. So yeah, baby, damn, I got a bigger hill to climb than you because I gotta beat all the DJs.
That's true. Yeah. Who do I got with Mar? I don't know.
Damn. But then because my real name is Martez. So if I go to
why don't you go by Martez, dude?
Because it's whack.
And then you got that one dude from that one show. What's it called?
Montez.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he was Montez on the Workaholics.
Yeah,
great show. Good show. So yeah, that was Montez on there. So yeah, I'm not a Montez. I'm Martez.
Now you want to get into the way you pronounce the name?
Yeah. That's why I don't know. That's why I just want to have a stage name. I just think it's cool as hell. Honestly.
People always ask me that. Why do I go by a stage name? It's like, well, funny story. So I was adopted, right? Okay. And when I was born, my name is Mario Cesar Martinez, which is a cool name, but kind of long. But it just never resonated with me, right? And I was adopted like at 6 years old, and they legally changed my name to Victor Hernandez, which I've also heard is a good stage name, but I'm like, also not me. The funny thing is they never changed it anywhere else besides legal documents. Like my family kept calling me Mar, school kept calling me Mar, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just Mar, dude. Like
that's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah, no, part of me likes a stage name. I know for business too. It's always like a better thing to have to write something different for business, and I don't know. I always had it to where people run up on me and they go DJ Slider Bite. I know that's a fan, but then if somebody's like Martez, you've been in my house, so you would, you know what I mean? Like people who know me are calling me different shit.
It's funny at Starbucks, everybody in this. There's one barista I have a huge crush on, and at Starbucks, my name is Christian. And like I'm like, damn, I want to talk to him and not shoot my shot, right? And it's like if it ever goes anywhere, it's not gonna end well because we're starting the relationship on a lie. like she didn't even know your real name. And I was like, that's cool.
No, I think it'll work out. It's some girls that don't know motherfuckers' names. You heard that? You heard the one comedian talking about she had a boyfriend that had a whole bunch of nicknames, so she didn't know his real name, so she just made up a nickname in her book or whatever. Yeah, she was
he had multiple. Shout out Audrey Austin.
Yeah. That's what this comedy game is so small. On Facebook, it's been telling me, hey, you might know this person for like 2 months, and then tonight was the first night I ever met her or seen her in person.
Yeah, there was a couple people, because I started comedy in the middle of the pandemic, so all my comedy friends were like Zoom friends and shit like that.
Yeah.
So when I finally met them, they're like, oh, we're friends on Facebook. I was like, I think so. It's funny.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, this is the first time I'm ever looking at this chick, and it's just like, you may know her, and it's like,
What's funny is I know her boyfriend that she was talking about, and the shit she said, I'm like, I don't know if I could ever see him the same.
Yeah, that's what
talking about eating his ass, or her eating him eating her ass, or they them's asses. It's funny.
Yeah, no, I guess so. We're gonna, and then this one, we usually put this podcast on the Disney platform, so this one's gonna be on the Patreon. What you just said, so it's
just what your ass eating.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on the Patreon. So yeah, it's no, it's a lot of stuff trying to work out this comedy business, man, and all this shit, and then especially this little podcast machine. I was showing you the buttons I got.
Mad buttons, yo, red buttons, blue buttons, purple buttons.
Yeah, and then this one, the ones that are preloaded on here are kind of whack. That's why I don't. That's the biggest part, because what is it? Oh, they got a laughter button. Yeah, so that's
so like live audience.
Yeah, we were missing this shit tonight.
Tell me about it, dude. I hate and I love open mics. Me and open mics are love-hate relationship. I remember one time, the first shows are booked on, right? It was on a Wednesday, and there's an open mic after. And I was like, cool, I'm going to either do really well in this show, and I need a humbling experience, or I'm going to bomb this show, and I'm going to go to the open mic. And it happened exactly the same, dude. I crushed the fucking show. I was on cloud 9. Went to the open mic and had my fucking humble sandwich. Like, they fed me that bitch. Like, oh, you think you're funny, huh? It's crazy how that happens, man.
Yeah, no, and then I'm kind of getting with just kind of yelling at the crowd and like making them be involved. It's a shout out to this comedian Darius Kennedy, and he yells at gets them involved, like, hey, but not in a rude way though. Like, what he'll initially get them and then start doing his shit. I hate how some people, they'll break their train of thought trying to tell people to shut up.
Yeah,
that kind of sucks. Like, if people are talking, just deal with it.
I think that's a craft, man. When you can masterfully fill, like, when you can take the audience, address it, work it into your set, or immediately bounce back into your set, it's fucking beautiful. I've seen a couple people do it. One of the big names right now, Zach O'Ryan, saw him fucking murder Pilsen stand-up, and he fucking, instead of his applause breaks, he dove into this one audience member and like just basket weaved it in back into his set, and like just in and out, and it was like, wow, it's like, that's comedy.
Okay, is he a local guy, or is that
he's not from Chicago, but I know he's a big name right now. He's always at the Laugh Factories, Annie's, and shit like that. Yeah, shout out Zach O'Ryan. Also, one time I got booked on this show out. Anthony Fuentes booked me on this show in the Burbs and shit, and I was on the show with Zacho. And then fucking Zacho ended up being like the school bus driver, because every comedian that they booked hopped in a ride with him, and because he got a van and shit. So that shit was funny. He's like, hey, yo, Anthony says he booked me because I'm funny. He's like, I think he just booked me because I got a van.
That's funny as hell. I'm thinking about getting it's funny when you're the only comedian with some kind of car, because then comedians are all up on you if you got a car. I can see if you got a van and you can fit all kinds of shit. Multiple comedians in your shit. Yeah.
That's funny. Like, how would you see them in a van though? Like the same pecking order as you would a show. Like, you got your headliner, feature, opener, and then you got the newbie, or you just mix it up.
I think in a van you just get in where you fit in. Yeah. Because I've been in the back of the van. I've been in the back of Michael Johnson had a van. Something that didn't have back seats. But it was low key. It was the same kind of pecking order, though. It was just like the people who always go to Reggie's are in the front, And then the newbie me, I was in the back just fucking rolling around.
Damn, like that real bucket seats? Like it was actual buckets for seats or bucket seats like old school Chevys?
It was like a minivan that had 3 rows, but it was missing one. and so it was like 7 people, and so I was in the back. And I know it was me and Queenie B.
Queenie bitch, yeah.
Yeah, and like...
Am I not supposed to cuss on this? Because it's like the second
5
time.
other people. No, yeah, you can cuss on this.
I'm about to say
you can cuss on this
for this motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, no. The one thing I do know though, when I not because I'm doing it right now, we didn't start cussing right out of the gate. I learned this summer or last year that with the new algorithms, the new YouTube
like
algorithms,
the first 5 minutes you can't cuss and shit like that.
You know, okay.
Yeah. I'm listening to plenty of podcasts.
All right.
They've
yes.
addressed it.
Yes. Okay. Hell yeah. So yeah, we're well into that. We're well into the minutes. But no, that's fun. That's good. You know this shit. I hate explaining shit like that to people when they think that I'm doing too much.
That's pre-production meetings. That's why when we sat down, I was like, "Yo, we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about." But like, I like you. You go off the top. You shooting from the hip right now.
Yeah. No, I feel like even though I'm gonna get better, because I do. Like I tell people, I want to be like Joe Rogan, just the black Joe Rogans. I want to be like Jerome
Rogan.
Yeah, Jerome Jackson Pierre Rogan.
Jerome Rogan. Yeah. I like how we both came to that, dude.
Yeah, Jerome Jackson
Rogan.
Pierre Rogan. That's what I want to do. And he just talks to interesting people. Everybody's like, what's the theme? Like, it's like, what do you want? Like, do you want us to be wearing different hats? I only talk to people with hats. So it's like, what the fuck, man?
That's what trips me up about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan started off, I think, a stand-up, then got a TV show, and then went to do, what the fuck was that, Survivor? What was that reality?
X Factor.
Where he had people eating cockroaches and shit. And now he's like a profound fucking podcaster, the biggest, I think. And it's just the levels.
Yeah. I always look at the consistency, though. Like really, honestly, probably when you leave, I'm going to repark my car. We're going to talk about that later. But I'm going to listen to his first couple episodes.
Oh, and see the growth?
Yeah, just to see the growth. I want to hear the episodes where he was talking to people that weren't famous, just trying to talk to somebody who would talk to him.
Mm-hmm. You know, whoever he can get. Now it's like a waiting list.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for my filler episodes when I'm talking to a bitch that's a janitor that I know.
And then years from now, I'm going to be on your waiting list, motherfucker.
No, this is all relevant to what I'm doing because I'm a comedian. I'm talking to comedians and shit, and I want it to be a fun show with comedians. But it's just I'm waiting for the show where I'm interviewing this grandma who cleans up houses, and
I know a couple of them if you want. Yo, I got a couple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
got one that cleans my spot right now. She comes every Thursday. Shout out Guadalupe.
I might have to do that in a couple weeks or so, but yeah, that's what I'm curious in. It's just the filler episodes and learning how to do that. Like you listen to the Bill Burr podcast.
Which one though? He's got a couple. He's got I think he used to have it was like a short, concise, and then he's got the one with Bert Kreischer. Okay,
the one where he's just talking about himself.
Yeah.
That one's real interesting. Like fucking with these mic levels and shit. Like this, I don't even know if this is. Hopefully, this is good enough to air. I don't know. You know, I feel like it's
the audio quality. Dude, I sincerely hope so. I know a couple times where people are like, "Yo, we had a great podcast, but we forgot to hit record," and I'm like, "Yo,
you just like you SOB,
you fucking missed to recreate a vibe." Like right now, we were vibing. We were at the bar, right?
Yeah.
Like we was hanging out after the open mic, and we were like, "Yo," and you brought it up, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a cool thought." And then you were like, you brought it up again. I was like, "Oh, he's fucking serious." So I was like, "Fuck it, and why not?"
Yeah. No, you gotta know how to do it. That's what. Like I made the announcement of how I record, but I'm recording on 2 different things. Like this thing is recording, and this software that fucking it's some pirate software I just found out. So it's like 2 things recording. So it's like we're gonna be backed up twice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
and that's another thing. Make sure you have multiple backups, and then a fucking always stored in a separate hard drive, because one might fucking crash in the middle of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like I won't have that with Linux when I fully switch to Linux, but yeah, all that's a possibility, dude. That's why like it's good, especially this little machine how it has it. The only thing I don't like, you can't edit on the machine. Like if I wanted to edit something, I have to do it on the computer. But
yeah, you gotta extract the audio and chop it up and fucking. Next thing you know, you're making fucking what is it called? Chop and screw beats, and you just fucking. I'm gonna remix somewhere in some mixtape in Houston and shit.
Yeah, no, I might as well do that. And then I gotta do Photoshop because then I post this on the internet. I gotta have a
what is it called?
A thumbnail. Yeah, a thumbnail of you and I
shit.
or some shit doing something stupid. And so it was like, this shit is taxing. And then you gotta like still do your day job and shit.
Yeah, that's what people think, dude. Like, oh, you got a podcast, it's so cool. It's like, I have a podcast, I do comedy, I fucking trying to produce shows, I work full-time, overtime, and then fucking, for some comics who have actual children, I have a child at home, but he's a 2.5-year-old pit bull, French bulldog.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, it's
the same shit sometimes.
Shit's exhausting. It is. It's like, yeah,
sometimes.
Your kids eventually grow up. Mine's got to be taken care of for life, you know?
Yeah, yours is the same. Can always get into some chocolate or some bullshit.
That's the scariest thing right there, yo. Yeah. It's like the biggest fear for somebody who owns a dog and a white man who has daughters is like them getting into some chocolate, yo.
Yeah, see, they could for some of those dudes. I don't know. Yeah, or like your dog is small, so a fucking eagle can have its way with your dog.
Yo, that's what you think, right? Because like, all right, my dog, when I got him, we lived on the south side. All right, so
a lot of eagles down there.
No, my dog's like trans-pit, yo. So he thinks he's bigger than he actually is, and I like him going at bigger dogs. And I'm like, what are you gonna do to this big dog, right? But when they get face to face, be surprised. My dog be punking them out sometimes, yo.
No, okay. So your dog just stays on it even when they're close and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got fucked up once by a German Shepherd at a dog park. And like, I was like, man, they got in a scuffle. Everybody grabs their dog. I grabbed mine, and he had a cut in his nose. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna be scared of big dogs for life, right? And I was like, I'm never gonna be able to bring him back. As soon as I put him down, he ran right back to that same dog. He's like, what's up, bitch? Round 2. I was like, hey, that's what's up.
That is funny though, how sometimes dogs just be forever scared. It's like, no, man, that does suck.
Dogs have feelings too, yo. Because the other day, I was walking my dog. All right, and I live in a decent neighborhood. And I was walking my dog. He's on a retractable leash, and I was smoking. So one hand had the CBD cig, the other hand had the retractable leash. And he's on a collar. He's not like on a harness. So I don't want to choke him. He went at this other dog. It was a pit bull, white woman. Makes sense. So he goes at this dog. And I stop him, but I don't immediately put him back. Because it's a retractable leash. I bring him back little by little. I'm not trying to fucking choke my dog. And this lady tells me, you shouldn't have him on a retractable leash. As she's like physically restraining her pit bull. I'm like, really? I was like, this 25-pound fucking French bulldog who's friendly as shit shouldn't be on a retractable leash. As she's like, she got him in an illegal chokehold. I'm like, you shouldn't have a dog.
Yeah, it's I work at one of the places I work at. We hand out a lot of doggy treats, and some of the dogs know how to handle the treats, and some of them just take the treats like they never had one. And it's very funny.
No, not if they don't have one. If they've never had one.
Yeah, like they just never had shit, and it's like, give it to me, and it's just like, what is this? Like, and then they just stand there and watch the dog go crazy. And
yeah, just tear it up. You're like, yo, like, yeah, I feel you. I know what you're saying, because it's like the same reason why we can't have nice shit in the hood, dude. Because like we'll take advantage of it, enjoy it too quickly, and then wish we had some more. You know. As DJ sips his fucking PBR out of a wine glass.
Yeah. No, we're drinking fancy wine. I don't know. Or no, we're drinking fancy beer. I don't know why I'm drinking. It's just out of a wine glass. I learned that at a fancy brewery in Chicago called the Moody Tongue.
Moody, what is it?
Moody Tongue Brewery.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to them, I guess.
You know way too much about breweries and beers, yo.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, man. When I worked there, I was like, this is a cool concept, bro. And it was like, and then people are making money.
I mean, there's always money in beers.
Yeah, it's just people are making money. It's a good thing.
Like, who knew?
Beer's tasty.
Alcohol.
I was like, it's approachable. It's like we could start a beer brewery.
We could. We're multicultural. We're from different backgrounds, so there's that.
It's not even that. We don't even got to get into that. We could just be two dudes that know how to cook. making beer is just basically cooking. I keep calling it cooking because all it is it's like you make iced tea. It's like making tea, where it's just like you steep the malts and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully, we get popular enough. There's going to be a lot of comments like, "That's not how you make beer," but I'm just abbreviating it. But it's just fucking you just putting some water and some and it's always
shit.
it's always water. It's always good water though, and you steep it in the malts. And the barley, you steep it like you make tea, and then you separate that, and then you cook it again, and then that's when you add the hops, or you do something sexy with the hops.
I like the angry listener you're gonna get from this, like
but then after that, then that's when you take it out, take the hops out, and you ferment it. You just put it away for a couple weeks, or depending on what type of beer it is, how long you do it. And then you got beer after that.
You're going to get different type of feedbacks. You're going to get the ones that are like, oh, yeah, that's how you do it. And then you're going to get the other ones like, no. First you chug a beer, then you start the water, then you chug another beer.
Yeah, it's always weird people who like to fuck around. And it's like when it's a serious thing and then they want to say shit like that. Yeah, I'm going to get the serious people like, no, at least I had 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. It's like
you got the beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah. And it's just like other people don't know that. It's sometimes it's hard to get that far because some people know how to do something, but they don't know how to explain it. And so it's those people who know how to do, like make beer, but they don't know how to explain what's going on at all.
Yeah.
Or they want to get too technical right off the bat. And it's this is bad.
So you don't got to get room temperature water. You got to get 5 degrees slightly above room temperature water. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about right now, dude?
Or somebody would be like, yeah, not just any water though. You got to check the pH level and make sure it's this, and this. And it's just like
I exclusive use Poland Springs water. It's like, bro, that's not even local. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like that's not coming out of anybody's tap in Chicago. How are you getting that? Like, what is?
Yo, say what you want. I'll take Chicago water over Flint water any day.
No, man, you gotta. Yeah, Flint water is all right now, man. Remember, I'm from Michigan. Yeah, man, you got to come up with some better jokes about Flint. It's
are there any other jokes?
Yeah, it's a lot of jokes about Flint that don't involve the water. Flint is a great place. It's a great place though. But yeah, you would
says the guy who moved to Chicago.
No, yeah,
Flint.
I moved to Chicago just because I didn't want to. I don't know. Yeah, it was because I'm not an opportunist or whatever. I would go to Flint if I was gonna like invest or something.
Okay,
if I had money,
you know
to do
what? That's
something.
true because that's what everybody's doing right now. They're buying a property like in Detroit, and because that's the next booming city. Yeah,
people say that, but I don't. I want Detroit to happen. Detroit is always happening though, but
Detroit has its vibe, right? So like I know people who can go to Detroit like naively and stumble across some shit. And then I know people who think they know Detroit and go there and not have any type of fucking remembrance, like no eventful, even nothing that they can be like, oh. So I think it's just like Detroit. If you know what you're looking for, or you know who's there that can show you it, it's like Chicago, dude. If you come to Chicago and you only do the Magnificent Mile, the architectural tour, and like certain bars and shit, you're not gonna experience Chicago for what it is, dude. Like if you're not picking up Wendy's on fucking where were we at, Kimball and fucking where were we at? The White Castle. What was the White Castle?
Well, first of all, it could be stalkers on the internet trying to find out exactly where we be at.
Sure. Yeah,
but we went to a White Castle on the north side. We were on Addison, Addison and Kedzie.
Addison and Kedzie, yo. So like if you don't know where that White Castle is, you're not gonna have a great time. Like, you need to know the ins and outs of the city. Like, if you're just going to go in there for the fucking commercialized shit, then you're not experiencing Chicago at all.
Yeah. No, I feel you with that. It's, I kind of lost my train of thought, but because I thought about the tourists that come here and they're only in the loop, and I'm just like, you're not in real. Dude, you only come down here when you got to work.
I know serious comedians, like serious comedians, like big names, who came to the city and their videographer, right, is Puerto Rican, and I'm like, yo, come to the city, I'll fucking take you to the best spot. He was like, Chicago's known for Puerto Rican food? And I was like, motherfucker, have you not heard of Humboldt Park? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, yeah, no. I was like, dude, come hit a Jibarito. Jibaritos y más. Fucking, it's escaping me, but hit up Division Street. Hit up fucking,
Yeah, you don't got to give real shout outs because they're not paying us. Unless they're paying you. I don't know.
No, I can't get a free meal even if I wanted to, dude.
See?
I go in there. They're so Puerto Rican, I don't even understand them, and I speak Spanish, yo. The dialect that they speak, the accents and shit, I'm just like, see, puppy.
I can't. What if I learn real, like, I almost said real. What if I learn Spain Spanish? Is that the same?
It is, and that might be the most universal thing.
Yeah, so I can go everywhere and speak that.
You could, but you like they'll understand you. You won't necessarily understand them. Is what I'm saying.
That's all I need.
Yeah, like they'll know what you want, but you don't know what you're gonna get. You'll be like, "Yo, I'm hungry," and they'll be like, "All right, cool. I got this and this and this." You'll be like, "See."
Yeah, and I'll be like, "Make it." I got the
like,
money.
Double it up.
Yeah, they'll know what I'm saying, and I won't know what they're saying. That's every relationship.
It's true. That's Chicago, dude. From one neighborhood to another, like people speak differently in different neighborhoods. It's weird.
Okay. Yeah, I want to learn that Spain Spanish.
That Spain Spanish, yeah. The whole thing with Spain, like as a Mexican, right? Like Spain has always been like the superior of the Latino Hispanics because they are the originators, and it's like, yo, I can't take you seriously if you seriously sound like Mike Tyson. I was like, he can knock you out, but like, you're gonna laugh while he does it because that accent is just ridiculous. Like Barcelona, fuck out of here.
It was a woman that came into the brewery I used to work at, and she had that accent, and it was serious. But like it was just like, are you for real talking like this?
Or
like
you
when
have a gap in your tooth. I know, right?
When you first hear it, you're just like, is this bitch serious? And it was like, oh, she's for real. She was like, I'm Catalonia, and I was like, oh, okay, you're really. Yeah, this sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, she sounds like she rode the short bus to school, but she's superior to other Latinos and Hispanics.
Yeah, I don't know how you people were wrecking any kind of shit up in the world. Like it was, y'all had help from a lot of outside forces with that.
Yeah, I think that's the misdirection. They caught you off guard and shit. They showed up something all sweet, and then they hit you with that right hook.
Yeah, or just some extra shit. They had like some friendly animals with them, and they were talking weird, and then all of a sudden the animals got aggressive, and then they got aggressive. Like that'd be like, what the fuck? You tricked me. Like what?
And they're just laughing like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, just that. That'll be the worst thing ever to hear that before you die. Just somebody. Fuck that. I feel for the Tainos.
Like he did that. That was Puerto Rican as fuck. Taino Indians.
Yeah. I know my history. That's what shakes a lot of people up when they like to lie. It's a lot of fucking. I just hate the liars. And so it's just like I actually know what that is, and then I'll say some stuff that I really know, and they're like, all right. They usually it's really bad when they just get away from me. That's when I know, like, okay, you were full of lies. You were like full of shit.
But people who are full of shit.
Yeah, it's some people who stay, and then that's those are the real people who we just had a misunderstanding.
You know what I like? I like that in comedy where like you have a comedian and he's a good comedian, right? And then he'll like lose the room on like this super multi-layered joke, and then when it doesn't hit, he's just like, it's because you guys are stupid. It's
I hate that.
It's like, look, dude, that's an easy cop out, all right? That I'm a new comic or I'm working shit out, that's a cop out, dude. Funny's funny, no matter what fucking level comedy you're in. Funny's funny.
Yeah, no, or like maybe I was about to say something offensive, but I could say it on this show. But it was because I was just like, maybe if the crowd is gay, I don't know, that's why they're not laughing. But it's but I don't mean gay like homosexually, like gay like like 90s gay. Like it was
like fucking gay. Yeah. I like how you said that. You said the bar right there because I literally just had this tonight, and so I started an open mic, and me as a comic, I'm one of those comics that like I don't hold shit back, right? Like I say shit. And with comedy, your goal is like, if you're going to go there, if you're going to toe the line, make it funny, right? So when I started the open mic, I'm like, yo, this is the open mic where you can say shit. And then it's become this thing where like people are like, oh, you can't say that. And I was like, I feel like I got to remind people, I'm Mar McFly. This is my open mic. And this is the reason why we're doing it. It's like, this is the place where you can come say shit you can't say at places,
Yeah.
So I like that you said that because you got to know what type of guest you're having on your show right now, because I might say some shit that might get me canceled. So
yeah, I don't even acknowledge it. It's two things with that. I feel like the cancel culture it's the people who aren't talented. Anybody that wants to say cancel or you can't say that is somebody that's not talented and they can't do anything but have an attitude.
I believe in cancel culture. I strongly believe in cancel culture. My thing is that I don't got shit you can take away from me.
I mean, like, I feel like I want people to say whatever they want to say, you know, to be able to. And then that's the other point. That's why I wanted to start this podcast, so I can just say whatever the fuck I want to say, because I feel like it's a lot of people that just don't, especially on my Facebook. I say stuff on Facebook and they're literally telling me, saying don't say this. I've never read it somebody else's Facebook and someone's saying don't say this. They'll say I disagree, but like, don't you ever tell me not to say some shit, and I won't tell you don't say this. So I just think that's preposterous. Oh no, and then that's the other thing in comedy. Well, growing up, comedy was always people being rebellious and saying what they want to say, and it's more people in comedy trying to fucking police us than anything. I thought I was going to be around a bunch of cool people, saying how they feel and shit.
Edgy,
risky. But just like being funny, and then it's just a bunch of people who are really trying to police each other and shit, and
that's
be worse than the fucking government.
That's the funniest thing you've said.
Ever. I know.
No, not that. In this conversation, because I once had a host from an open mic, and I had this bit, right, or I have this bit where I think it was the second time I've ever tried it. I did a bit on stage. I get off. I go to the bar to have like a celebratory beer because it fucking crushed. And this host comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, was it true?" And I was like most comedy, it's true, but of course it was inflated to make it entertaining. He's like, okay, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do it on stage. As a friend, I'm telling you, don't ever do it on stage. He's like, especially on the north side. And I was like, oh shit, the first time I did it was on the south side of Chicago. But is he onto something? And then I asked his co-host, who's like a non-binary makeup-wearing dude, right? Because it's kind of risque or whatever, and he's like, yeah, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah. And at this point, people might say, at least Nick Kuntzman will say, it's one of my best jokes.
Okay. Yeah, and that was very specific, like, especially on the north side.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, so there's no gay transgenders or females on the south side? Like, and it makes more sense when I tell you this was a white comic.
Yeah, because they don't know what's going on, especially in Chicago. It's some fake black comics in Chicago who don't know what the fuck is going on when you ask them a Chicago question and they don't know. But then they're all Chicagoed out any other time. I don't know. That's what I have a love-hate relationship with the people from the suburbs of Chicago. I always compare them to the people of the suburbs of Detroit. Because we were talking about Detroit earlier. Did you grow up in Chicago? Or?
Yeah, born and raised south side of Chicago.
When people say south side, like specifically, like which one you were?
So, born in Pilsen.
You don't have to give the exact address, but I meant like
neighborhood.
You said born in Pilsen.
Born in Pilsen.
Where were you when you were 13?
I was in Brighton Park, which is a heavily gang infested neighborhood.
No, Brighton Park is south on Western, right? Don't they have the?
So yeah, it's southwest of Western.
35th and Western.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have an ice rink that they do in the summer, in the winter
McKinley
time.
Park, yeah.
Oh, McKinley Park.
Yeah, that's McKinley Park, but Brighton Park's just neighboring that neighborhood.
Okay, all right, it's in the same vicinity.
And then my adulthood was a little more like Midway, West Lawn area, which is right by the airport. It's the airport.
Okay. Which neighborhood did you learn how to shoot dice in?
It has to, dude. Before you graduate to that's like your circumcision from teenage to adulthood. It's like, yo, can you shoot some dice, right? That's your foreskin. It's like, bah.
You shooting dice. People just like, shooting dice, or you betting, or whatever the fuck.
I still don't know how to play dice.
Yeah, I don't either. I learned how to play Pokemon.
Nah, in the Hispanic community, it's how to play quarters.
Quarters?
Yeah, that's when you're on the street and then you just toss in quarters so you can get to the closest to the crack.
Okay. I think one time we had a substitute teacher in elementary school, and he was trying to teach us that.
quarters?
Yeah, I remember that specifically. He was like, "This is a game we used to play," and it was just like we were just like not. And I just remember zoning out, but I remember he was very enthusiastic.
About quarters?
Yeah, it was like with a quarter, and you got to flick it, and it was just like a whole thing. And we were outside during recess, and then it was stupid. We didn't have a basketball rim, so it was just us, but we had balls, so it was people pretending to play basketball, and then they would like you had to throw it up against it was like a 12-foot fence. And it was like a second part that, I don't know, maybe it was 6 feet or whatever. And then you would just shoot a three. And then if it landed above the second part, it was like it went in. People were like, oh, shit. Yeah, or it was just a lot of people just trying to run up and dunk it. It's just like once you dunked it in there, and then it'd be like,
there was no official circular object to get it into?
No, it was just an indent in the fence from us hitting it so many times where like, and then it was just like, especially if you got the indent, then it was like, oh shit, it went in.
That's funny as fuck, dude. Because when I grew up in Brighton Park, when I used to hang out with the guys, we would hang out in alleys playing soccer. So we would use garbage cans as goalposts, and you know how like in basketball, right? You got trick shots like shoot it off of this and shit like that. Well, when you're playing soccer in an alley, to get past whoever's guarding you. You
just hit it off against the wall and shit.
Yeah, against the fucking garage door, which is loud as shit and leaves a dent. So like my fucking neighbors hated us, dude. Like we just been playing soccer and I hear boom, and it just be us having fun in the fucking alley.
That's funny. Do you play the FIFA games?
No, I fucking hate soccer.
Oh, okay.
I did it mostly for the camaraderie when I was younger.
All right. Yeah, that's why I did football in high school. It was like, I'm just trying to make friends out here, bitch. I'm not really trying to be...
So you played football in high school for the camaraderie?
Yeah, because I was like, I went to Detroit public schools from kindergarten until 10th grade.
So not because you're black and you're naturally athletic?
No, because there's some black people that aren't naturally athletic. Cool. Or it's like, I'm athletic, I just wasn't motivated to do that shit. Like, I'm motivated to play hockey. I'll show you how athletic I am with that.
So I'm glad you brought that up too, right? Because as we walk in here, I'm like, yo, you got roommates? Yeah. Like, yeah, I got roommates and shit. Why? And I was like, because there's a fucking hockey stick in the middle of your living room, and I'm assuming your roommates are white, and you're like, no, that's my hockey stick.
Yeah, no, I got another one too. It's over. It's in the back. I use it when I work out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I did CrossFit, they it was cool. They had you do like PVC pipe. We had PVC pipe, and you would raise it above your head and do shit with it. And so it's like I do the same exercises, but with one of my hockey sticks.
Yo, the only black person I know that played hockey growing up was the fucking one dude from Mighty Ducks. That's it.
Okay. Well, I didn't play growing up, but, you know, growing up in Detroit, you know, like they won like 2 or 3 Stanley Cups like in the 90s. And so it was cool as hell because it was like black people didn't really watch hockey. But since your city has a hockey team that's having a parade.
Oh, yeah, you got to root for them and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, or just be alive. And it was like this one, and then it was this one comedian who's on the radio. They were like freestyling, and you got extra points if you freestyled the hockey players' names. And so it was, his name was Foolish. And he was just like, I just remember him like something Zetterberg, blah, blah, blah. Like,
it sounds familiar. Is he like a battle rapper?
No, he's a comedian. He's a comedian that's on the radio.
Okay, he just be freestyling and shit?
Yeah, it was like they were freestyling that morning, and it was like it was something where it was the day of the parade, and it was like he got extra points for rapping the players' names.
You know who could kick a freestyle out of nowhere? That surprised the shit out of me? Donovan Strong O'Donnell. So you know that comedy pickup? Yeah.
I love that. That the comedy pickup saved my year. It changed my life.
Yeah, it's also where we started spreading COVID in the middle of November last year. But Donovan Strong O'Donnell, man, him, Ryder was on the drums and Hunter Hirsch was on the guitar. And out of nowhere, he starts riffing and he starts kicking freestyle and shit and just like fucking bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that you were worried about me coughing and shit, and you over here sneezing.
No, yeah, and I did, but like I didn't. First off, I didn't want you to bring attention to it because I muted my mic, and so I felt like, I pressed the button, and so it would have been easier for me to just edit your sound out. But it's all good. It's all right. Players fuck up. That's all. That's it. Players fuck up.
Players do be fucking up.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't set the incense up in here and shit. Usually have the lemongrass scents coming in here.
Oh shit, you be running sage through this bitch.
No sage. Oh, I should do that after every guest. I don't know what the fuck people got going on.
Yeah. Coming here with my bad relationships and shit, just hate.
Yeah, see, no, it could be that. Yeah, I gotta. It's a whole bunch of shit I gotta do this.
Yo, I got a healthy amount of self hate. You got any in you?
Self hate? Yeah. I do a little bit. That's why I'm trying to get back into working out. I saw the best thing from this rapper Crooked Eye today.
Yo, what's up with these rap names, yo?
He said his name's Crooked Eye, and then he wrote, "Have you ever wrote down what you like about yourself?"
Have you?
No, I haven't. I was like, I read that and I was like, God damn, really, Crooked Eye? And you said like, what? You coming here with this kind of shit?
What was number one on this list? My right eye that ain't crooked. What the fuck is it like?
Yeah, I don't even. Oh man, I can't even. Crooked Eye is dope though. He's one of those, and I don't follow a lot of rap, but he's one of those like rappers like I come across. I'll listen to what he's doing. I'll listen to what he's got to say. You
know what I've always liked about the rap game? The biggest fans are always white dudes.
Yeah, to me that was always awkward. It was always or not awkward. It was to me it was just kind of weird, especially when I do my research. They make a lot of rap. They pretend it's for black people and brown people, but it's really for the white dudes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it's a lot of just rambunctious, crazy shit, and a whole bunch of just frivolous killing and shit because it's for white people because they think that all black people act like that. So that's
So they're leaning into stereotype.
Yeah, that's the thing. They perpetuate the stereotype, and it, you know, it's just like it's good for them because then you want to like be like happy for people making money, but then I'm not happy when I talk to people and they try to do rap stereotypes. Like I don't know if there's, you know, like reggaeton artists aren't as big where they're not hitting you with like, oh, do you act like Bad Bunny? You know, like that type of shit. You know, it's just like that's stupid, bitch. This is community college. We're all trying to learn. I'm bettering myself here. I don't act like that. You know, like
Bad Bunny's funny, man. Like personally, I can name you maybe 2 songs that I actually like from him. Maybe 3, and one of them was a feature. But like,
I don't know any.
I know so many people who like fucking love this guy, right? And it's cool. But I don't know, man. It might be a generational thing. They just resonate with him. It's like the whole, I guess the only thing I compare it to like hip hop was when like hip hop got mad depressive and like fucking like everybody's like, oh, I got issues. It's like, what the fuck happened to hip hop where like we used to boast about selling drugs, fucking bitches, and like killing motherfuckers, and then it's like, oh, I'm too scared to talk to a girl because I got anxiety and shit. Like, what the fuck happened?
I feel like hip hop should always it's always been diverse, so it's always people talking about different shit. I guess now that's just what they're talking about more. Is that what he talks about? I don't know what Bad Bunny talks about.
Bad Bunny is very like gender fluid and like pushing the norm, but like still very heavily into like I can't fucking tell you his music.
Okay, but
from what I've seen, I think I've seen a documentary with him in it, and he was like, "Yeah,
so I
was always a weirdo, and then one day I just decided to continue to be a weirdo."
You said he's gender fluid.
Yeah.
So he's like the Nas X of the Latin Kings. Or who? I don't know, like what? Is that what he's doing? I don't know.
Yo, you know what I love about that? Is that there's this whole fucking generation of white women who are dating Latinos, and they just be like, yeah, you're my Latin king, not knowing that it's like an actual gang reference sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's
hilarious to me. When it's like, oh, yeah, it's king. It's like, all right, white woman.
Yeah, they don't be knowing.
They don't.
And they just be saying shit.
I like, man, dude, one thing. Okay, so growing up, I was always from the neighborhood, right? And the vernacular, the way we speak and our dialect in the hood was always like frowned upon, right? Until these fucking white people started using it, and now I got like professionals hitting me with yo. It's like, yo, it's been around for years, and it's always been frowned upon until you're fucking...
Especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
I hate showing how Yeah, even though I'm not that old. I'm real young, actually, super young. But I just know in the '90s, you talking like that wasn't a thing at all.
No.
That's why I love watching old movies or the '90s movies, and you can see how shit's different. You know what's a good comedian movie? It's a movie called Boomerang by Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
That movie is pretty dope.
Somebody just recommended me Golden Child.
That one's funny too. I haven't seen that. I want to see that now as an adult.
Yeah.
Just so,
dude, going back watching movies that I saw when I was early teens, and like as an adult getting the references now, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. No, some of it's amazing. Some of it's just like, oh, this is in a kid's movie. No, just because now I got my like.
Yo, you ever seen Shrek?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
The references in that bitch is like, yo, this is not for your fucking 10-year-old. This is for your 45-year-old father who took their kids to the movies.
Yeah, so, sometimes that's funny. Sometimes it's kind of messed up because this is like, man, there's a lot of bullshit in this.
Yo, I remember I brought this up once in a fucking creative writing class, and it was the same topic where like fucking jokes for adults in kids movies. And I don't know if you ever seen Cars. And one of the lines in this like whatever the reference was like, oh, you know that those headlights in the cars are stickers. He's like so the cars aren't lit. He's like something lit. My brother's always lit. And I was like, that's an adult reference. And my fucking professor was like, yeah, no, that's not it. And then it came out that fucking Disney was mad racist against Jews. So I was like, you can't not. I lost it. I don't know. I had something.
Were they racist against Jewish people recently or?
I think always and forever.
Oh, okay. Always and forever. Ooh, that's a always and forever. Supporting Hitler or what, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yo, I like how that went off the rails. I reached for it and then you fucking came through and picked it back up. That's
yeah. No, yeah. I wanted to jump on that because I said my one of my Hitler jokes tonight. Just because somebody brought it up, I just talked about when Henry Ford sat with Hitler at the Olympics. Did you know that happened?
No.
At the Olympics with Jesse Owens.
Okay.
They sat together,
yeah.
But I don't. And then people thought that Henry Ford was like racist and stuff, and I think it was just a misunderstanding. And Henry Ford got there late. He was looking for a place to sit. He was like the sun was blocking his eye, and so he was doing this. And
he was doing this on the audio podcast.
Yeah, they'll be able to put it together. Yeah. And then Hitler was all the way up; he was up top, and so he was just like, "Damn, what is?" Oh, he was sending signals.
And he shouted him back out.
No, he was like, "Send that guy up here." And then Henry Ford didn't have a seat, so he was just like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna sit." And these is good ass seats, and so Hitler was probably talking cool, and then anything racist, Henry Ford was just probably nodding his head. He probably just wasn't even with it, but he didn't want to. He wanted to watch Jesse Owens race.
Good seats, yo.
Yeah, he wanted to watch Jesse Owens. That's it. It's a misunderstanding.
That was funny.
So yeah, that's all that shit is, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's
okay. That's the blue one.
Yeah, that's the whole ass blue one.
So now when I hit you with some fucking jokes at Atlanta, I'm gonna hit that, so you know that was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, these are the ones that were built into this thing. So it was like this one's stupid. I don't see that one.
Oh no, that's the hot take one. It was like, yo, I'm about to drop some shit.
Oh, it says scary too. The thing says scary at first, but then you think it's the hot take. Hot take, y'all. This one, what is it? Oh, this one's the.
Alright, see, you should have threw that at the end of my last thing.
Yeah, but see, I don't know. I'm not always trying to diss people and shit. And then it's the harp.
Damn, this just reminded me of my crush.
Okay, and then it's got some crickets.
Okay, too, because every time I try to talk to my crush, that's what I get.
Okay, then this one, what is it? All right, crickets.
Some long ass crickets,
yeah. Oh yeah, I put the.
All right, big up.
Yep, yeah. It was
block,
like block. We're about to say some shit at this open
Boy.
mic. It was like, oh shit, Martin, he's about to. I gotta go poop. I'm gonna hand it off to Mar.
Dag it.
Yeah, this is what is. Oh, yeah, they got a bleep button in case somebody's saying.
Oh, word.
Yeah, like how you said stuff about Jewish people. If you really said some shit about Jewish people, if you were just like they really do, like I would do that.
Oh,
so it was.
Yo, that's gotta be. It's gotta be the promo, right? Where you're like, fucking, you drop the promo and it's like, oh yeah, man, I was just hanging out the other day, and then we all laughed.
And it was like, find out what I said on the Patreon.
Yeah,
so it was
subscribe to the Patreon, yo.
Yeah, so that one, this thing's got a lot of special features because I guess I can Skype someone from the computer or with my phone, and then this button I just put it in there. It's called Trash Talk, so it'll mute their shit, and then we can say some stuff.
Damn, and just have them nodding and shit to like shit we say.
Or they're just like they're just looking like, yeah, I'm waiting to talk, and we're just like, this motherfucker don't know nothing, and they're just like that. Then I unlet the button go, and then I'm just like, hey, so anyway, blah blah blah, and
that's some real fucking radio shit.
Yeah, no, this thing is more radio like, and it's just like I don't know if I like it or if I don't.
I do like your setup, man. This shit was more. I remember we talked about this a couple months ago, and you were telling me the vision. And not seeing it actually come through. Do you invested some shit into this? This is good.
Yeah, it's just frustrating all the other stuff. Like I got to treat this room. Hopefully the fans don't hear the sound reverberation and all that kind of shit. But yeah, I'm gonna buy some sound shit and have it basically just some quilts and blankets.
Yo,
you don't even
fucking what are they called? Those foam fucking cup holders and shit, yo.
Yeah, you can't. But like this is. I can't take over the living room just yet because I don't really own this house or apartment. There's other people that live here.
Yeah, now you gotta get a basement somewhere, yo.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I still want to have it like the podcast area, but then like if somebody wants to come in here and
this is definitely loungy. I like the setup you got right here. This is a good setup.
Yeah, and then it's cool because it's like nobody's really in here anyway.
Nah, yeah, that's why I was like, yo, you got roommates and shit. And you're like, yeah, and I was like, where the fuck they at? Like they ain't gonna care about you.
Yeah,
bringing random dudes home, like they're like, I knew he was gay.
That's fun. This house is so big, it's motherfuckers stay in their shit. Like people just kind of
because this shit was hilarious.
Yeah, but not people just kind of stay in their room, and then like if they did come out, it's still enough room to kind of do your own thing. That's why, Oh
yeah, dude, it'd be totally dope. Like if your roommate came out right now, like turn on the TV and sit down next to me, like, nah, you good.
Yeah, that'd be random as fuck. But yeah, that would be. No, they don't even do that. And then I can tell. And then the landlord bought this TV, but yeah, it was like we don't even turn this TV on. I turn it on if I play NHL or and then I don't want to tell all the business. But you ever been to Swap-O-Rama?
Yeah. Which one though?
The one on 47th. Isn't that the big one? That's the main one, right?
That one's a big one in the city. They got the tri-state that they have over in like Allsip. It's like 127 Cicero.
Okay, so that one's bigger.
I've been through both, yo, and they're both long as shit. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I know the one on 47 like the back of my hand.
Yeah, that's the hood one. That's the back of the yards one.
Yeah, I go to that one and I got like a little Android box. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I bleep that out, but
a little box.
Yeah, but it's the shit though, dude. Like especially when I had to like get it updated or whatever.
Oh wait. So for like streaming shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I never had the plug on that. I used to hear about them fucking hacking the Fire Sticks.
Yeah, I did that myself.
It was like, yo, give me $40, I got you, and I was like, I paid $40 for this, so that's $80, and might not get my shit back. Yeah. Then I gotta go get a regular Fire Stick, so then I'm $120, and I was like, huh.
No, I did it myself because I'm always curious, and then it was cool because it was basic because I always do that on the computer, so it was like the Fire Stick just had the same websites I would be going on my computer, putting viruses on my Windows computer, and then I just noticed on the Fire Stick it would just zoop there, it would just zoop, and it'll be like, oh, I've been on Putlocker. Putlocker's made my computer slow, and it was just like. The Fire Stick would just shoot you right there, and then it'll use basically the same links. And I was like, oh, okay, I get what this is doing. And then basically the Android boxes do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the Fire Stick only is like this small, and then like an Android box would have like 2 gigs of RAM and all that kind of stuff, like dedicated to that.
He just boosted sales for fucking Swap-O-Rama and fucking back of the yards, yo.
Yeah, and maybe if people can get the get to it, it's going to be a lot of people in Iowa listening to this shit. So I don't know if it's always middle America people who find your shit first. So
hey man, it's cool. I'll be out there sometime.
Yeah, no, I want to be out there too on tour.
I told you about that, yo. Like, all right, so I feel like a decent comic in a bigger market can do very well in a smaller market, which is why you hear these comics talking about, yo, I'm going on tour, but they're just doing bar shows in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you with that. It was just we have more opportunity. It's just a lot of opportunity in the big place.
No.
Yeah, in the big market, and so it's just like you kind of build yourself up here, and then when you go somewhere else, you'll do good, but they probably don't have that much shit, or they might get tired of you real quick.
Oh yeah, that's why you didn't have to be that long.
Yeah, that's so. You what I really should have said. That's why I'm a terrible interviewer. I really should have said, "What do you mean by do better?" You meant like just
go out there and do like
when they do a show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I think. I kind of think that's for anybody. You can just go somewhere else and people just like, oh shit, this is different.
You can do that in the city. Yeah, there's mics that I've hit where I do decent, and it's like I've never been there before. And then you hit it the second time, you're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the way you talk, like and then you can speak Spanish, but I think somewhere like, like middle America, like Iowa and shit, where they don't see a lot of Hispanic people, and they'll be like, oh shit, what's this guy got to say? Oh shit, I can really understand what he's saying. Oh, and then he can do Spanish, but it'll like people, you know what I'm saying? People will be really like captivated and
yeah, I'm exotic in fucking certain areas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People want to hear you more, and they'll be more like, oh shit, what is this guy saying? He's talking right. I think that's my appeal with around some white people. When I get on stage and they're just like, oh, it's DJ Slider Bite. And then I'm talking normal and they're just like, oh shit, let me see.
No, you don't come up to it that yo.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, man, y'all motherfuckers need to stand the fuck up. Give it up. Like even though I need to start doing that, I need more energy in that motherfucker. But it's still like
stage presence is weird, man.
Yeah, or not even just white people. I think just people in general. They'll be like, "All right, let me tune out," and then when they hear me talk, they'll just be like, "Oh shit, let me see what is he saying."
They're just interested. They sit down, they cross their legs, they bust out a cigar, and they're like,
Yeah. Oh, I want to be somewhere where everybody can smoke. Like it's like what Dave Chappelle is doing.
Well, I don't think everybody can smoke. I think he can smoke.
Just he can smoke? No, see, I want it to be It's all kinds of smoke in the air. They're smoking. I'm smoking.
I forgot what comic I saw.
Crack, by the way. So what's
just made popping in the audience?
Yep.
They'd be like, "Yo, that audience was popping, and not the one you think you're talking about." Because crack goes when you smoke it.
Does it?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Why they call it crack, because when you hit it, it just pops.
Really?
Yeah, crack goes. Snap, crackle, and pop.
I'm today years old. Damn, I'm supposed to pretend I'm from the streets. I already knew that.
Yeah,
I already knew that shit, man. Yeah, man, you ain't saying nothing but a word.
Yeah, you did.
No,
you did, Daddy.
That's some familiar shit, I guess. No, so that's funny as hell, man. And what neighborhood did you find that out at? You found that out in Midway?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. Okay,
movie.
That's a movie. In that, no.
Yeah, that's how hood I am. I watch movies and shit.
Okay.
You didn't catch it? I might not got that from that.
No, yeah, I'm trying to. I know I saw Wolf of Wall Street. I kind of tuned out on movies a little, like especially the last 10 years. After working at that movie theater, it was cool being. Just a listening note for the listeners. We went to. We met up at an open mic at a movie theater, and it was just cool because I used to work I worked at a movie theater for like 6 or 7 years, and so it was just bringing back memories, watching them work and watching them clean out shit.
Them stupid ass vests on and shit.
Yeah, the crazy vest. No, they were trying to. The managers would always joke and be like, "Yeah, we're going to change the uniforms to this," because they would have uniform booklets. We just wore polos.
Okay.
Polo with a black shirt, and so they were just like, "We'll change the uniform to this," and then everybody would be like, "Bullshit!" Like we're quitting. Like it was just funny to see like they were actually in it. It was cool. It was a good time in life. Just working there. I can
imagine working in a movie theater. That's one of those jobs where like it'd be dope in high school, like or when you start going to college, where like you don't give a fuck, you just need some type of paycheck.
Yeah,
that seems like a fun job.
No, it was like you need some type of paycheck, and then I was just always trying to escape and just do some extra shit, just do some other shit, not be at home.
Yeah.
So it was just cool to like work somewhere, and then I got a little check, and then I could see every movie. That was when I was interested in movies. So it was like I could see everything that's out.
Oh, because movies were better back then.
You think so? Well, yeah, I kind of think so. Just
they kind of suck too. Like I think they're finally coming back, but there was a huge period where like I wish I could watch the original Total Recall for the first time again, then watch the bullshit they're coming out with. But they've been coming out with some good shit lately.
Yeah, I don't like the everything's a rehashment.
A reboot, another Dune.
Yeah, that's just annoying. It's especially with it's just annoying how they always do that. Dune is an interesting one though, because I guess it's just some sci-fi epic. The only thing I will say though about Dune, and then it's in its defense. Have you ever seen the first one?
Mm-mm.
I know.
I heard it's the exact same dialogue.
I guess it is the same dialogue, but I know the guy put all the parts into the first one, like how this one that just came out is supposed to be a part 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
He put all the parts in the first one.
Oh, so this one they broke it up?
Yeah, this one they broke it up to just be more detailed. However, I was at a bar a couple months ago. They had the first Dune on in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was some kind of comedy movie. It was no sound.
Like a parody and shit?
Yeah, I thought it was a parody just because it was made in like the early 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and it was made during the same time, I guess, as Spaceballs. And you ever seen Spaceballs? Yeah, and like shit like that, just goofy shit, goofy 80s shit, space shit. So it looks just like that. It's the same kind of graphics as that. And then I saw like this guy fighting some kind of like dummy it had knives on one part, then it turned around and it had a mace, and then it turned around and it had different shit, and it just looked really silly. And it had like big stars from back in the day. It had the one guy, the bald head guy from Star Trek that was an X-Men.
Captain Xavier. Oh, what the fuck? Professor Xavier. What the fuck is his name? The real name? British guy, right?
Yeah, British guy. They had him in it. The artist Sting was in it.
Wait, that's not the same guy as from Professor Xavier?
No, Sting. No. And then every time I say Sting, I always want to think of the wrestler Sting. But it's and then that could be anybody. But yeah, it was a lot of big names in the first movie.
I guess that's what they did with the second one, though, because you got like Zendaya, you got fucking Aquaman.
Yeah, no, I get that. It was just, I'm trying to be nice because it's like I'm trying to be famous and be around these people. But it's like I don't give a fuck about those people. I don't know those people. I only know Aquaman.
You don't know Zendaya?
No, I've seen her before and stuff. She's supposed to be allegedly in those Spider-Man movies, right?
Yeah, she's in the Mary Jane
Yeah, she's like the Mary Jane kind of person. I never watched those Spider-Man movies. I'm just interested in the meat of like if there was a cameo from the Juggernaut or some shit, like I'll watch that. But if
when he came on in fucking X-Men, he was like, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." I stood up and clapped in the middle of the fucking theater.
Yeah, see, that was cool for the moment, but then when you rewatch that now, it's just like, this is terrible.
They did that for me. Fuck everybody else. I enjoyed it.
This is terrible now. And then the Juggernaut's not really a mutant, so it was like the little boy's power wouldn't affect them anyway. Juggernaut gets his power from some kind of crystal. Did you know that? You didn't know that? You're laughing. Like, what the hell?
He gets it from a crystal.
You didn't know that? Swear to God, you don't know that.
No.
Yeah, that was in the X-Men cartoon, too.
No, from a crystal?
Yeah, it was some kind of crystal that was found in like a jungle or something like that.
Fuck.
Because it's one episode where it's 2 episodes where they address it. It's one episode where they talk about where he got it and how he's so powerful, and then they stop him. And then it's a whole another episode, like maybe it's a season later where somebody takes it from him. And then the X-Men help to get it back or something like that. And then like he just takes it, puts it back in his chest and turns back into the Juggernaut, and then walks away like a little bitch. Like the way he walks away so defeated. He's just like, and it's just like just walks away like a little child. No,
dude, I never knew that.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I love those X-Men cartoons. That's like the one thing from my childhood where I'll be like, I'll rewatch this. This is good. I probably wouldn't rewatch all the Ninja Turtle cartoons, but I'll rewatch all the X-Men.
I think that was my one beef with Bane. You remember Bane? Bane from Batman. So Bane back in the day, well, he was juiced up.
Yeah, he would get pumped up.
Yeah, and then when they came out with the fucking Christian Bale Batmans and fucking the Nolan fucking series, and Bane didn't have the juice. He was just fucking naturally built. And it's like, no, that's not Bane at all. Bane's Mexican.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Oh, is Bane really Mexican in the
Bane's Mexican.
Okay. Damn, he was Mexican and he was on the
That's
juice?
where the mask came from.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Bane was it was like fucking Captain America, where he was scrawny, he wanted to be big and be a luchador, and then they juiced him up and he was fucking Bane. And then the roid rage, and he just became a villain.
All right. Yeah, I got to see how they... Did they have him being a Mexican in the...
No.
In the cartoon?
Oh, in the cartoon, yeah.
You know where I was going?
Yeah. In the cartoon. That's the mask.
Okay. All right. No, all right. Yeah, I used to like that cartoon, but like I said at the bar, like I like crossover shit, because it's just like, I hate how in the movies they're just like, this person's owned by this person, and you can't do a lot of crossovers, because it's like in the comic books they don't do that.
No, they mess together and shit.
Yeah, Wolverine would always pop through and just
guest spot.
Yeah, just give him some information like, hey, what's up, bud? Oh yeah, I saw him going that way. All right, yeah. But anyway, I'm fighting this other person too. Have you seen the Fantastic Four? And then you tell them where the Fantastic Four is.
And they all just fucking featuring each other's shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, and it was just like, but then in the movie, it's just like, oh, we can't do that, or it'll be at the end.
We don't have the rights to it, and isn't that bullshit?
Yeah, so
that's like when they had Spider-Man, the fucking Civil War. That shit was epic, dude, because Spider-Man is owned by Sony.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole shit. So when he popped up, dude, as a fucking, not a fucking comic book nerd, but as a fucking superhero nerd, that shit was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like when I watch a cartoon, I expect to see that kind of stuff. Just because it's like, this is an animated series. Like one animated, I love DC. DC really does it up with their animated series, and they
DC animated series is way better than fucking Marvel cinema, dude. But
I would say from the ones I've seen. You
know what I've recently watched that was fucking awesome? It's great. Fucking, it's written great. It's fucking acting is good. The production value is Titans.
Okay, I know that's a TV show. That's a series.
Yeah, it's on HBO right now. And that surprised the fuck out of me, because DC has been shitting the bed as far as like
that's a live action show.
You know, as far as live action, dude.
Okay,
they've been shitting the bed, but whoever the fuck put that together is fucking great.
No, all right, I'll check them out. But I was gonna say the one thing that's cool is it's a Constantine cartoon.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then it was like, and then they incorporated like all of their, literally like all the B shit of DC that you're just like, oh, this is owned by DC. Like Swamp Thing was in it. Mm-hmm. It was Constantine, so it was like Swamp Thing. I think Batman may have made a guest star in it. It was a lot of different shit where I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know DC had all this.
Well, this is doing now, right? Like, fucking, how many people knew that Shang Tsung was fucking Marvel?
No, I didn't know that. So Mortal Kombat is Marvel or just Shang Tsung?
No, well, who's the fucking Asian Marvel hero right now?
I don't know his name, but I know he's got the 10 rings and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, the 10 rings.
Yeah, whoever he is. I don't. That's the one movie. Sometimes I'm just not excited to see some movies. I just wasn't excited to see that.
Not especially when the main actor is from a fucking show that are like on Netflix. You ever seen Kim's Convenience?
No.
That guy's the new Marvel hero.
What is Kim's Convenience?
It's a fucking a show based on like a convenience store owned by like Koreans.
Okay.
And he's like the fucking one rebellious child who's like, I don't want to do what you do, Dad, but never became shit. So.
Yeah, okay. But a superhero. All right.
Yeah.
No, okay. That's interesting as fuck. No, I've never seen that show.
It's not really.
I'm just practicing being a good interviewer, just being like, yeah, that's interesting. I know I fucked up.
I'm giving you hurdles to huddle.
Did you see that meaningless Kanye West interview
with fucking on Drink Champs?
Yeah.
No, but I've heard great things.
The one thing that's kind of funny, like Nori just doesn't pay attention to shit
at all.
But he's always positive though. It's always like, yeah, that was great. That was great. And so like,
he's always like, come on, guys.
My man,
like shitty fucking open mic host.
Kanye West was like, one of the worst things I ever did was sign Big Sean, and then Nori was like, clap it up for that, clap it up for that. And then the one guy was like, whoa, he said the worst. And then no, it was cool. It was cool that Kanye West like kind of
Said it?
Kanye West corrected him. He was like, no, bro, I said the worst. And then Nori's like, oh, the worst. Oh, the worst. Oh, and then, then he got to be fake nice and be like, oh, shit, you mean the worst? Why? And then he just talked about his beef with Big Sean and...
I got to go watch that interview, right? Because I've heard other podcasts talk about it, and it's like, oh, yeah, yo, Kanye's going to get fucking assassinated for the truth he was talking. And then I hear other shit like that.
I don't think that, because it was just... One, it's hard for me to listen to because he speaks a lot of gibberish, and then he'll say one thing that's kind of cool, but it's 70% gibberish, 70% bullshit gibberish.
Somebody set that up today. It's like, oh, everybody thinks Kanye's a genius. I don't. And I was like, well,
no, I'm not hating on him. I don't know, but it's just like I can't listen to this fucking interview and just it's babble. Mm-hmm. It's and yeah, like I don't know. I don't remember him saying any truths or anything. I've listened to people break it down. Yeah, if I'm bored, I'll listen to it, but I really can't. I can't do it.
Well, you listen to that one. I still haven't listened to him on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I can't listen to him on anything, and yeah, and I feel like you can see sometimes you can hear this concern in Joe Rogan's voice when he's just like, really, what? So it's I probably listen to it to hear that, but no, but. I would want to listen to one of Joe's older shows.
The original. People keep saying that Joe sold out.
No, he has. I don't know about sold. Whatever selling out is. What do you mean? Because it depends on which angle you're coming at it.
Like
from.
even before the fucking Spotify deal, like that Joe Rogan changed, man. He used to be about the people, man. And I'm like, why? Because he's giving other people a fucking platform to speak their opinion, and then he fucking combats it. Like, what do you mean sold out?
No, I wouldn't say he sold out. I know he talks about different shit now. He used to be more conspiracy theory themed or led toward it. He would admit to believing in harder conspiracy theories, and then now he's just very like, no, I don't do that. I'm not even talking about that. And so that's the one thing I would say he kind of changed with some of the shit he says he believes in, or some of the shit that he questions. Uh-huh. You don't have to believe in stuff, but you can question it. And to me, that's the biggest thing. That's the most important thing about life. I hate people who don't question things.
Yeah, like people who just do group thinking, just like, yeah, I'm just doing it because they're doing it.
Yeah, or just because the news says this, and it's just like, no, I'm not doing that. And like especially when the news says everybody get along and not be racist, you weren't listening then. Now it's people pick and choose when they want to do shit.
Racism is a funny topic. And funny in the event that fucking you're either racist as fuck or you're super not racist. That makes it seem like you're racist as fuck. Because it's like, you're not giving the gray area any type of respect. It's like there's a huge gray area, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a huge gray area. I would say you either think you're better than people and you're trying to hold them back, or you get along and you do life.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
See, people, shit I say sometimes, right? Might call it like fucking prejudice or fucking. Some people might even go as far as saying racist, right? I just don't like people. I don't trust people, and it's like I have a history of that. Like I don't know, compared to statistics, and I know people saying, well, you're the next statistic and shit like that. Well, I have data that backs up that people are shitty people, whether or not they're whatever color. I just don't like anybody, even my own.
Yeah, no, I'm always on my P's and Q's. You got to be careful. But no, I'm aware that there's other people who do more devious shit than other people. And then especially they'll target you because you're from a certain race and be like, I can do this. Yeah. Like I've encountered 2 white people who said it out loud, like, yeah, who's going to believe you because I'm white? And I was just like, no, bitch, I'll fight to the death.
Like, you remember that birdwatcher situation?
The bird watcher
with the dog, and he's like, "Yo, put that bitch on a leash." And he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the cops on you."
Yeah, and then it was a lot of politics involved because he was like, he really wanted to. He was one of those guys that really wanted to fit in. Mm-hmm. So it was just like people came to his side, like, "Hey, this is racism, white supremacy. This is wrong. That woman is a white supremacist." And then he was someone that just really wanted to. He's the type of guy that would really love to live next door to her. type of shit. So he was just like, oh no, he kind of backed down, and I think he didn't press charges or something like that.
I mean, why would you at that point? It's like, oh, you already called her on her bullshit. You made her look like a fucking fool.
I would press charges because she tried to call the cops just to see what the cops would do. So some people do that where they think they're not doing anything wrong because they'll call the cops, and then if the cops do something crazy, it's not on me.
It's the cops that did it.
Yeah, but they still call them. So it's just like, no, you need to have something. You need to have charges pressed on you.
Yeah, so you should be held accountable for the cause and effect that your actions induce. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, it's some white people who they think they can use the cops like a dog. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I'll sick the dog out on you. I'll call the police. So it's just like, no, the police got better shit to do than to be fucking some racist tool. Be used as some racist tool for you. But it's some people who use the police just like that, and that's and I've heard that threat plenty of times. I'll call the cops, and it's just like, you're the one being a piece of shit. Like, what? That's the thing. It's like, at least it's got to be some kind of redemption. That's why I love videotaping people. I love everybody's got a camera. Yeah, accountability. People can whip out that camera and make people act different. That's why when I did Uber and Lyft, I didn't have a camera, but if I have to do it again, I'm gonna get a camera. And every time I get into Uber and I see my driver has a camera, I just always talk to him about it. We just always have a story, or we talk about shit, and then they always have a story where they got out of a ticket, or what was it? Or like bitches be lying, just saying weird shit, and they'll report you to Uber to try to get a free ride, and Uber always deactivate the driver. Yeah, before they can investigate, and they take forever to investigate the shit. Yeah, this one guy was like, I just sent this shit in, and then they reactivated me in like 2 hours. And I was like, it would have been 2 weeks if you were a regular person, and you would have lost so much money.
Dude, excuse me. I was going to ask you about that too. Like, what's your sense on the cops? Like, how do you feel about all cops?
No, I think they, some of them are good people, but I know that they see a lot of dirty shit and they don't talk about it. Yeah, and that's not good. Law, I would say two things, or I don't even like to call it by a weird name or anything because it makes it less bad. Mm-hmm. If I saw you throw a little kid in a trunk of a car and I didn't tell anybody, I'm an accessory. I'm just like, oh, that's fucked up that I saw you do that. Yeah. It's other cops that seen cops do some crazy shit and they don't do anything. That's wrong. And then I know there are gangs in the police department. Yeah. And so it's things like that where it's just like, that's not cool. But if it's a regular ass police department, like and then that's a complicated thing because the media paints one thing about the police. I know the police aren't bad in Bellamy, Alabama, or like I have family in Alabama. It's all black town. The police are of the town. I've never heard any. You know what I mean? It's only a certain parts where it's just weird where they have people who aren't of the neighborhood that are police. But I'm a big fan of, like, the police in Atlanta. How often do you hear the police like, man, the police just rolled up and just did some crazy shit? If it is, it's just some white police officer that's never there. But Atlanta's a black city, so most of the police are black. It's hot Atlanta, yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just like I would be like, I like the police in Atlanta, I like the police in Houston. Because my thing with the cops is like my experiences with the cops, I have good ones and I've had bad ones. And the times I've had bad experiences with the cops, I chalk it up to me being it's my fault, right? So people always talk shit about Chicago cops, and then people talk even more shit about suburb cops. I was going to say the Chicago cops are different than Detroit, where they are more they provoke you. Like I've been provoked by police out here. Oh, they want that shit. Yeah, they want the heat. Yeah, where it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like really trying to get me to be in a fight, and it's just like, no, this is whack. Where police in Detroit, as soon as they rolled upon me and seen the way I'm talking, the way I carry myself, they was like, oh, okay, you all right? Get the fuck on, you can go out. And it was just like, okay, I feel like police in Detroit had better shit to do, and then the police in Chicago are just trying to find anything and anybody. Yeah, to bother. Like what do we call highheads? Yeah. So it literally ended not even a potential relationship with some girl that I was interested in. She was like ACAB all day, right? And I was like, cool, all cops are bad, but like, what do you even mean by that? I was like, there's some good cops. She's like, no, if you're a good cop, you should quit your job
because all cops are bad.
No, you're not quitting. You should change over the police force and make the culture different.
Yeah. So I told her this thing when I'm about to tell you that ended it. I was like, one time I was speeding, I was blowing stop signs and red lights. I was late for an appointment. Cop pulls me over, right? He had the right to. I literally blew a stop sign in front of him. He pulls me over, angry as fuck, comes to my window, hand on gun, not pulled out, but hand on gun. He's like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know you just blew a stop sign. Knowing I was dead ass wrong, I told him, yeah, I'm sorry, officer. He's like, well, what's the rush? I was like, I'm late for a haircut appointment. He's like, you fucking serious? I was like, yeah, haircut appointment. Grabs my license, runs my shit, comes back, literally tells me slows the fuck down. Knowing I was in the wrong, it tells me, like, so that's the one that's CPD all day. And then people talk more shit about suburb cops. One time, I was leaving an open mic in Willow Springs, and I was hopping on the expressway to come to Chicago. Get pulled over by a suburb cop. Literally have an open beer in my fucking cup holder. Literally open and visible and everything.
Did they see it?
So I think he pulled me over because I was speeding, but comes to the window. As he's walking to the car, I'm like, I'm fucked. He's got me dead to right, speeding, open canister, right?
You threw the beer out of the sunroof?
No, I lit a cigarette because I was like, yo, if I'm about to get locked up tonight, I want to fucking smoke a cigarette. Lit the cigarette, take a puff, comes to my window, says, you know you were speeding? I was like, yes, officer. I'm a comedian. I just left the fucking mic. I'm on my way to a show. I apologize. Lets me go. So the times that I've had bad experiences with the cops, I was a Uber driver, double parked somewhere on a busy street. Cop comes up, he's like, yo, move it. I was in a bad mood, so I was like, yo, I'm gonna be here for like 2 seconds, I'm just waiting for somebody. He's like, okay, go around the block. I was like, fuck that, he's on his way. I had an attitude with him. I had so many opportunities to get out of a ticket. I kept talking shit.
Did you have the flashers on?
No. Oh, the emergency lights? The hazard lights? No. I was just like, cool. I turned them on. He was like, yo, you can't be here. You can't even fucking double park. Give us a busy street. I was like, yo, I'm just here for 2 seconds. I was getting mouthy with him. Gives me a ticket. I drive away. I was like, yo, I earned that ticket because I was talking shit. You know, I'm leaving a lot of stuff out, but I was talking shit. And then I get the ticket. So I'm like, my experiences with the cops as a minority, you see me, I'm a big, burly dude. They haven't been that bad. So I do understand where people say, you know, cops, like you said, are trying to provoke a situation or like they're antagonizing.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
No, I've never had a bad experience with the police till I came to Chicago. Like, and you know, like I came here in my 20s. I've had experience with the police in Detroit and in Metro Detroit and with the Birmingham police, and most of them been average.
These are areas where the perception is that they're more racist, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so, because Birmingham's more affluent. It's like Highland Park. I would compare it to Highland Park area, and they were nice. It was just being in Chicago. These people are more aggressive and on some bullshit. The police out here are on some bullshit, and then I'm just doing my research. I don't know if it's like that with the gangs in every police force, but I know the FBI has said that like these are things from the FBI. This is not like hearsay and stuff. The FBI has said there's gangs. I just know specifically in California, there's some gangs like that.
Inside the police force for sure, dude. It's just like.
Yeah, but I mean that is not. You say for sure like it's some normal shit. Like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, they do it.
No, I'm not saying that it's good. I'm saying it happens. Like, think about the clicks.
It is terrible and not legit. It's not legit at all.
Everything gets clicky though. Everything gets clicky. Like,
it's okay to be clicky, but not like tattoos. Yeah, not tattoos and doing things to be like, oh, okay, like initiations. Mm-hmm. They're doing initiations on duty and shit like that. Like, you could be a part of that. Like, that's not cool. And you'd be like, oh yeah, this happens.
Sounds like the plot of Training Day 2 right there.
Yeah, but see, man, it's just, but you know, that's my one thing. It's some good cops, but it's just serious business with that. They're in gangs and they're doing weird shit and they're not telling on each other, and you know, you saw what happened with Kobe Bryant. I made a joke about that. You know what happened? You know what's going on with Kobe Bryant and his wife?
No. What happened with Kobe?
That he died in a plane accident, and they assured his wife that the scene was secure.
Oh, and those photos got out?
Yeah, why are there even photos, and why do they even get out?
Of him and his underage daughter? Yeah.
Yeah, but you're making it seem like it's some weird shit. Like it was
the age of consent, dude. You're talking about dead body, and then you're talking about a minor's dead body. Like think about the laws that they have on minors. Medical records is like super sealed unless it's the parents, and now you're involving a deceased one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Kobe's got out, it's even more appalling that his daughters got out.
Yeah. But
I'm some weird shit. Just like yeah.
No, yeah, you're really breaking it down like a lawyer. I'm just saying it's just the fact that somebody's gonna be like, oh shit, it's some dead bodies. Let me take a picture with my camera phone. Like it was like what
like
the fuck?
And shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like not even like the official like. All right, because it's always a forensic guy that shows up.
Yeah, he's got to take his pictures.
He takes his picture with a real camera.
And then somebody puts out their iPhone 6 and shit.
Yeah, what if it's like, oh shit, it's that California traffic. This motherfucker can't make it. I got to use my phone, but but I'm gonna just email these pictures and delete them. Like it wasn't even like that. It was just some real heinous shit. So it was like that
shit is foul, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm on social media and I hear like about shootings or fucking like those click because of unsensitive or because of sensitive content, and I click on it and then I see somebody's fucking brains blowing out. That shit's not cool, yo.
I don't click on it. I think that shit affects our mental health to look at. I know already, even though I got to stop it, porno already affects your mental health. Let alone like you see porno when you want to, and then now you're seeing
fucks you up. Yeah.
You're seeing people's head blown off and shit, and cartel shit, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like that shit is depressing. I don't even click on anything. It's some things that I hate about the internet censorship, but I love when they're just like, this is bad. You can flip it up to see it, or if not, you can scroll down. And I'm just like, thank you, sir.
Sometimes I honestly click on it just to see how bad it can get, and then I immediately regret it. Dude. I'm the type of dude where like I don't even watch scary movies now because I don't want to welcome that negative energy or thoughts in my head. Dude, I'm like the biggest scary bear when it comes to like fucking I can't watch Conjuring and shit like that because like I stopped maybe like 6 years ago, and ever since then I'm not scared of the dark. But like the same thing with like seeing gruesome photos and stuff like that. It's like, why would you want that in your head? Like just
my thing. I was gonna say two things because like we're in the entertainment business. Mm-hmm. So like, how is it if you someone's shooting a scary movie and then it's just like very weird, like that shit's in the air, like you know what I mean? Like if it's supposed to be some spirit is going around attacking and killing people. I feel like you're shooting a movie about a spirit that's killing people. Isn't that bad energy that you're kind of toying with and shit?
Some people are fine with it, man. Some people don't believe in that energy shit and just be like, and some people are just twisted like that. Like, yeah, I felt bad. Like, I had my brother and my nieces, like, they would watch scary movies together. And when I would be babysitting, they'd be like, yo, let's watch this. And I'm like, yo, nah, I don't want to fuck with that. And it's like, but these are, like, little girls. I had two nieces. Two little girls fucking way younger than me who were just like, yo, stop being a little bitch. And I'm like, yo, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I know there's people who are more in touch with reality who do believe in shit like that. Like, I'm not a fucking superstitious guy or fucking believe in shit like that. I just the thoughts in your head. Like, I try avoiding negative shit as much as possible.
Yeah, no, you're doing well. You're doing a lot well. And then, I keep forgetting Sarah Holcomb.
Yeah.
She talked about the Travis Scott thing. She's she's woke though. She's woke. But she said this other thing. She talked about like because the festival it was like demon themed and all this kind of crazy shit. Yeah. And she was just like, that's a crazy ass negative theme, and that's in the air. So it's just like if it's that negativity in the air. And then she talked about this one book called Water by Memory or Memory of Water, where this scientist would I guess write a word on a piece of tape and then tape it to a bottle of water and then freeze the water and put the water under a microscope and the crystals, because water always forms crystals when it's frozen, and then the different words would form different crystals.
Okay.
I really I'm gonna research this book because it was just saying like if he put like murder, like the crystals would be like kind of like look aggressive. It would be an aggressive formation, kind of stabbing each other. And then I guess if he put beauty or love or something like that, then it'll be like some kind of like shit that looked like I'm pretty sure it looked like a heart, or it would look like a rose or something like that.
Like Jessica Alba back in the day.
Maybe, man, but she wasn't the beauty. Selma Hayek is more beautiful than Jessica Alba.
That's cool.
But
so you brought that up with the whole Travis Scott thing, right? And the theme of it. What was the theme? So I have a pick at this, but so what was the theme at like Ariana Grande's thing where the bombing went off and a bunch of people died?
See, I don't know that.
But the one thing, as I was thinking that, my thing is that Travis Scott was more of a natural disaster, right? And the other one was the human factor, where somebody went in there with ill intentions. And then I picked apart my own fucking logic in that, so fuck it.
No, I kind of agree with that. I don't know that much about the Travis Scott thing. I just know if the theme is demons in hell, that's wild. To me,
I feel you.
Yeah, that's wild. And it did the Ariana De Grande thing. I was like, I don't know. We got to shake that up.
Andrew Shanklin's gonna get mad at you for mispronouncing this queen's name.
Who?
Andrew Shanklin.
Who's that?
He's a comedian in Chicago who fucking always brings up that he's a huge fan.
Oh, sure. And then this girl, I have better chance of meeting her than he does. I don't even know the bitch's name. So and that's how life works too. So it's
it be like that, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I just know she's got a big ass head. That's what she looks like. She's a little skinny little girl, but
little body is funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, but she's talented though. Very talented. Yeah. Little girl. I would love to have you on the show. We could talk to you, I guess. I don't know. But she was at Aretha Franklin's funeral, and I was just like, why in the fuck is she here? Like, why is this funeral so long? And then why is she at Aretha Franklin's funeral? And, I guess it's better her than Taylor Swift,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I like how Aretha Franklin told it how it is. You seen the interview where they were just like, tell us what you think of these people. And it was just like, Adele. It was like, great voice, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, Taylor Swift. And she was like, beautiful gowns, great dance moves. Like, it was just like, no, I'm not about to say shit about singing with her. She ain't got it.
That's funny. That's like, what do you think of this comic? Good stage presence, good person, not funny at all.
Yeah, or just like, what do you think about this comic? Like, where he always wears this cool hat. He wears a hat. And I like his hats. Well, like none of his jokes or nothing. No, wears a hat. One time he wore some shoes that matched the hat. That was cool too. Like fuck that motherfucker any other time. Like
that's funny.
So I don't know, man. Yeah, we're just kind of over the not over the limit, but.
About that. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, do you have anything you want to plug or anything like that? You got anything going on?
Well, now that you mention it,
yeah,
might as well.
This man has a lot of shit going on. He's got his own show and all that kind of shit. So yeah,
things brewing. So I am Mar McFly. I am from Chicago, and if you don't know, I produce or am one of the producers for Spanglish Comedy. And what we do is we have a weekly open mic over at the Lincoln Lodge, Mondays from 6 to 8. And we're kicking off this monthly showcase, half booked from the mic, half booked from Comics We Respect, called Laugh Now, Cry Later. You can follow us on Instagram with Spanglish Comedy, Laugh Now, Cry Later. We also do one-off shows like Mexican Independence Day called Viva Live Comedy, a Day of the Dead show called Dia de los Chistes, and we're going to venture off to other Latin American country holidays. So, yeah, just follow us on social media for all the up-to-date stuff.
Yes. All right. I like it. And then I am your host, DJ Slider Bite, and this is the Slider Cast, or this was the Slider Cast, or is the Slider Cast. We're still going. An open source podcast is probably open source, but we use whatever we got to do. I'll record this shit on the Mac if I have to. I wouldn't be proud about it, but I would. But no, and then you can find me, DJ Slider Bite, on DJ Slider Bite. Basically anything you can type me in, Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, DJ Slider Bite, and Twitch as well, DJ Slider Bite. And y'all have a great evening, and don't let anybody change you. All right, have a great night.
Yeah.